I'm Kelly, Pandora Radio's comedy curator, and today I'm hanging out at SF Sketchfest, San Francisco's comedy festival, to talk to some of the performers about music, comedy, and Pandora. So let's get started. What's the difference to you between performing in a club or a theater versus performing at a festival?
Well, festival is camp. You know, it's basically you get to hang out with comics you haven't seen in a long time, and that's why these things are great. Like, you know, I'm going to meet up with my friend Rory Scovel in a bit, and I haven't seen Rory in over a year, and these are the opportunities where you get to catch up with friends, and you might have, you know, met in a certain context or started in the same scene, but then, you know, like, life happens and you're still performing potentially and doing stuff, but just all over the country. So to me, it's also a way to check in with people I care about and just don't get to see.
So one of the big differences is that this is like a red meat comedy audience. Like people who, I'm sorry, this is San Francisco. This is a steamed tempeh comedy audience. You know, that people are fired up about enjoying comedy. And so, and are open-minded about, because it's Sketchfest, are open-minded about what comedy can be. When you're in a club, there's some percentage of the people who don't know why they're there. Who like came to the club with like, I want to see some comedy, and they have an idea in their mind about what that means, but not, you know, like, you know, they could be coming and wanting to see George Carlin, and they could be wanting to see Gallagher, and they're not necessarily able to articulate that aspiration.
And you also get people who are there to listen to ideas.
Very true.
Whereas when you're playing at a rock club, sometimes we're the odd men out. A lot of times we're the odd men out, because you kind of have to hear what we're saying.
It's a bit more cerebral, I think, than a lot of the bonehead rock ideas.
And if you're there to spill beer and scream, like, you know, we can do that too. But you know, at a comedy show, people actually come to listen to people's ideas, and they're generally more receptive to like some of our weird ideas.
My comedy is really heavy on my point of view, and if you find my point of view interesting, then you will enjoy my comedy. And you know, I've certainly been in clubs where I feel like people look at me and be like, "You're just gonna say ideas," you know?
Doing stand-up in a club or a theater, you're by yourself, and there's a certain feeling of like, you know, I'm a stranger in a place. When you're at a festival, you're hanging out with so many people, you feel a little, you know, it's a little less lonely. It's definitely, that sounded sad.
That's okay.
Life's a little less lonely at festivals. That's the takeaway from this. Usually I'm just depressed out of my mind.
Yeah, just listening to the Smiths.
Just before and after shows,
In terms of watching, like, you know, I mean, there's the thing about Sketchfest is like I'm watching people. Last night I was watching Jimmy Pardo, watching James Adomian, Patton Oswalt. You know, a lot of these people were like, I just find myself at Sketchfest shows sort of alternately trying to decide whether I need to work harder or quit, you know, which I think is a common sentiment.
It's apples and oranges. We love playing rock clubs, and we love that sort of interactive, really intense kind of thing where, who knows, a bottle might get thrown at you, or you know, a mosh pit might break out. Or, you know, you play at a comedy club, and, you know, the best thing in the world is to go in and see a bunch of people that that have never heard you and win them over.